Hello, my dear student. Today we discuss about the microscopy of bark. Previously, we can see the microscopy of a leaf, seed, and stem. In the bark category, we can consider the two drugs, cinnamon and cinchona. In the microscopy of bark, the important thing that the bark are present in a differently morphologically in a 5 different shapes, that is quill, double quill, flat, recurve, and recurve. Bark is very hard part of the plant and therefore it is very difficult to cut its transverse section, and therefore it is essential to first soak it in the water and boil it to make it the soft tissue and then use for the cutting the transverse or longitudinal section. In a category of the bark, we consider the first drug, that is the cinnamon. All of you know the cinnamon. Cinnamon, it is also called it as dalchini. It is a double peel bark, and cinnamon is also used in spices. We all see it, or you are already see it. It is generally used to lower the blood pressure, sugar. It is used as an antioxidant because it contains the cinnamonaldehyde. It's used to treatment of the heart diseases, and it also used to improve the sensitivity. Its general name is synonym is dalchini, also Ceylon cinema, belonging to family. It consists of biological source. It consists of dried inner bark of the shoot of coffee trees of Cinnamon xylonicum leaves, belonging to family Lauriaceae. Now we see the microscopical parts of the bark. The outermost layer of the bark, it is called as a cork, which is a tough layer. This cork, inside that cork, the two important parameters, that is phylloderms and phyllogen and phylloderms is present. And it's the in a after the cork, there is inside the pericyclic fibers is present, or it is called as a periderm. This periderm is made up of different layers, and we can able to see here the most prominent cell, that is the cork cell, which is used for the protection of the inner cells. These inner cells are the lignified in nature and thick wall, and it contains the phylloderms and phyllogens. But these phylloderms and phyllogens are difficult to distinguish from each other. Above the pericyclic fibers, below the pericyclic fibers, there is a cortex is present. In a cortex, the different layers, it is made up of 10 to 15 layers of parenchyma. Then it is a scattered sclerites. Each sclerite is a rectangular and pitted. Some of the parenchymatous cells contain a minute acicular raphides, contain the acicular raphides shape raphides and abundant starch grain. This pericyclic fiber is this pericyclic fiber is also called as a stone cell. It is a light color, wavy in nature, this pericyclic fibers, and it is an outer layer. Below that, the sclerites is present. Sclerites are these are the lignified, and these are lignified means after the staining with the fluorobistanol, it shows the pink color, thick wall, and isodiametric in nature, with a well-defined pitted channels. Here, the well-defined pitted channels. You can able to see inside that the columnar cells, cork cells, there is a pitted cells are there. It also contain these sclerites is also contain the starch grain. Below that, the pericyclic fibers is present. These are the, below that there is the medullary rays. Below that sclerites, the phloem fiber is present. These phloem fibers mainly contain the phloem parenchyma fibers and phloem fibers and medullary rays. You are able to see these phloem fibers and medullary rays are the lignified cells. First, we consider the phloem parenchyma. It is a secondary phloem. It consists of the subrectangular thin wall cells with a starch grain and numerous acicular crystals and calcium oxalate. Some phloem parenchyma cells contain a tannin cells. You all know that bark shows the dark brown in color. This brown in color due to the presence of tannin. Also there is a oil glands in between that, because cinnamon contain the oil. So you are able to see here yellow color oil glands is there. Also, it having the starch grain, numerous acicular crystals of calcium oxalate. It is phloem parenchyma. This phloem parenchyma is a ideoblast and it is a longitudinally elongated. It is a longitudinally elongated cells. Then phloem fibers. Here it is a phloem fibers. Phloem fibers occur as a single in a short tangential rows of 2 to 5. These are the more abundant towards the inner part of the bark. These phloem fibers are present inside the bark, inside the cortex, inner part of the bark. These are circular and slender, and these are the lignified walls shows the stratification. The width of the phloem fibers and the size of starch grain are the important, means the size of starch grain, shape of the starch grain and size of these phloem fibers is an important characteristic to identify the different adulterant basically present in a cinnamon, that is a cassia cinnamon, that is a cassia bark or cinnamon bark. Below that you are able to see here in a ray shape these phloem fibers are arranged. It is called the medullary rays. These medullary rays are come from the outer to inner side. These medullary rays is called the secondary phloem, which is divided up the which is radially present in a whole circle of the bark. These are the uniserrate, also biserrate. Near the cambium, it becomes the broad, and towards the outer layer of the tangential growth, the cells, these become the narrow. Near about the 7 to 14 different cell layers are present here. Medullary rays are radially elongated, thin wall with yellow-brown cells. These yellow-brown cells are the oil glands and also contain some calcium oxalate crystals and tannin. So these are the different layers present inside the cinnamon. We just divide it. The outer layer is called cork. Below that the pericyclic fibers are present. These pericyclic fibers are different. These are not able to distinguish from each other. Below that the sclerites are present, which contain some calcium oxalate crystals and starch. Then secondary phloem is present, which contain the phloem fibers in a phloem parenchyma, medullary rays. Then in that the oil glands, calcium oxalate crystals and mucilage is present. Now we see our another drug, that is the cinchona. Cinchona bark, it is you able to see here, this bark is a curved shape. This is a curved shape. It consists of this cinchona bark is used generally to blood vessels disorders. Also is used to increase the appetite. Uh, it is used to promoting the release of the digestive juices. If we can take it's a synonym, it is called it as a Peruvian bark or a juiced bark. It consists of a dried stem bark of Cinchona calycea or Cinchona officinalis or Cinchona subsirubra or Cinchona latagina. These are the four important species of the Cinchona which is belonging to family Rubiaceae. In a microscopy of Cinchona, here you are able to see here the outer layer is called the cork layer. It is a protective layer and it is made up of many sub layers. This wall is arranged in a rectangular or polygonal arrangement and having the reddish brown cell contained. Below that cork cell, here it is a phelogen is present. It is made up of 2 to 3 layers of the cell, thin wall and rectangular cells. Below that the pheloderm is present. It is a place with a cork contains. It made up of several layers of regular thin wall rectangular cells with a somewhat uh, somewhat similar type of the nature of the cells. Any intracellular space is not present in between the pheloderm and phelogen. Below these are the layers of the outer to inner membrane. Then this blue color indicate that is the cortex of that TS. This cortex is wide and it consists of many layers and these are the tangentially elongated. The wall it is made up of cellular parenchyma which is look like cellular parenchyma. It also contains the starch, highly amount of starch. Also microspinoidal crystals of calcium oxalate. Sometimes these are microspinoidal, sometimes these are the ideoblast, and these also some contain some secretory or microspinoidal crystals. This cortex also contains the salivary and microspinoidal crystals and secretory cells. Below that, the secondary phloem is present. The secondary phloem first contains the secretory cells or it contains the sieve tubes. These sieve tubes is present at the end of the walls these are present at the end of the walls means at a boundary line. These are at a boundary it is present, that is sieve tubes. It is right angle to the axis and the component of the cell is a wide it consists of the companion cells. Below that the phloem parenchyma is present, which is this phloem parenchyma or secondary phloem, that the phloem parenchyma is there. It is also reddish brown in color and a very thin layer of the cells is present and microprism type the calcium oxalate crystals are present here. Then phloem fibers, these are the large fusiform, thick walled and lignified. These phloem fibers are the phloem fibers which are present in the form of phloem fibers, secondary phloem fibers. These are present in between the cells and these are the lignified cells. Irregular, these are the single or in a irregular shape. These are present in a group of 2 or 3 cells and these fibers are seen, but and inside of that you can able to see here that is a rays-like structure. It is called the medullary rays. These medullary rays is a typical characteristic of